Oh, I think I'm the wrong person to ask that question. Okay. Someone posted in the Northern Knit Discord, what would a balanced knitting crochet life be? And I'm like, nope, that's not for me to answer.
That's not for you.
That is not a lifestyle I go for. Okay. Turn your volume down on your YouTube. In the Northern. I remember this from the first time. That's not for me to answer.
That's not for you.
That's not a lifestyle I go for.
Oh no.
Turn your volume down on your YouTube. In the Northern.
I have to find.
I remember this from the first time. That's not for me to answer. That's not a lifestyle I go for.
Nope, that's not what I want. I have to find.
I remember this from the first time.
All right, why am I having trouble? See, this is what happens when we take a week off or a week's off. All right, why am I having trouble? A week's off. Is that better if I do that?
It might be. If you don't get any feedback, that's when I do these things. And even then I won't do it often because my face is like here and here's my phone.
All right. And the comments started working tonight without me even typing anything.
Bonus.
Fantastic. Okay. So it is April. Can you believe it? Where did the whole month go?
I don't. Like March was also a long month. That doesn't feel any longer than February. So okay.
But
okay.
I think maybe March went by quickly because I was trying to get the projects finished.
I just assumed March goes by fast because it's my birthday, and by the time we reach the end of the month, I don't know the day anymore because I've eaten so many just random cakes, cookies, desserts. Yeah. It's a haze of sugar for 30 days.
Oh my God. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad way to
but I'm positive people are going to tell us no in the comments.
I know, by starting things is just so fun. Okay, so let's do a recap, Jocelyn. What were your March WIP goals?
All right. Apologies. I decided to have a nap, so I'm still waking up. Last month, I decided, to be honest, I'm rubbing my eyes because I'm like a toddler. I'm still kind of tired, so I'm not quite conscious yet. But my alarm went off and I went, get going. You got stuff to do. But my brain hasn't quite reached coherency yet. All right. For March, I decided I wanted to see if I could prove if I could knit a pair of socks in a month.
Yes.
So that needed to happen. I wanted to have a new pattern ready for publish. So I wanted to have it finished, tested, and written. And then I wanted to see if I could somehow also get my 8-bit sweater done. Because it's been a long wishing sweater whip.
That's right. That's 3 big things.
Yeah. I wanted to see how well it went, and I figured shoot big, and if I don't get there, I still got stuff done. That's all that matters.
Exactly. That's right. Because it's not it's the idea of getting things done. If we don't get things done, it's not the end of the world. Then it just rolls over into the next month.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world. Okay. So you had 3 things. Do you want to show what you?
Sure.
Let's see.
I have so much stuff going on right now.
Like a drum roll here.
A drum roll. I don't really need to get that fancy.
Or do we need the yeah?
Might need the wah in a few moments. I finished the King's Flame. So
That
is the crescent shaped shawl, and I am 2 steps away from publishing it. So it should be a pattern sometime tonight or tomorrow, depending on when I get the chance to finish it up in the computer. Because I literally just have to add the actual PDF file that is the pattern and then
yeah,
double check all my information to make sure it's all accurate and
yeah.
what I want it to be. So
Well,
we're steps away from publishing and I lied down for a nap. So here's the King's Flame shawl. It's a 3 skein 2 color crescent
yeah.
and it features my very favorite type of eyelet lace, which is garter eyelet lace and Estonian buttons.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, so that is
Awesome.
finished.
What yarn did you knit that out of?
It's a mysterious ball of red that I had reclaimed from another project that I never finished, that I didn't know what ball band it belonged to, so I'm not too sure. And promptly proceeded to put the blue white gradient ball of yarn down somewhere, the ball band, and I
Oh,
have no idea where the cat took it. So we're mysterious fingering weight yarn.
okay.
I do know that the red is wool and it's going to be a sock wool because I can just tell that from the feel of it.
Okay.
And I do know that the blue white is an acrylic nylon blend because again, I can tell from the feel of the yarn itself because I work in all those mediums, so I know what they feel like. So
Yeah.
one completed to
Beautiful.
shawl design.
Well, you're getting all kinds of comments. Elizabeth says it's beautiful. Rita is here. She says it's beautiful. And beautiful shawl. Susie, really pretty.
Yeah, I am
Gorgeous.
happy to have it done.
So the pattern is, so you're putting it up on Ravelry?
Yeah, it's gonna be up on Ravelry. I'm still working on a website for myself. Then I could post it there, so it's also available outside Ravelry because I know Ravelry's got a lot of issues. So
Yeah,
I'm working on it, but making your own website's a lot of work.
it is a lot of work. Oh, Asa's popped in here.
Also, it's late. You should be in bed.
Yeah, she should be, silly girl. She's on vacation though.
Oh, I guess, hey. Yeah,
Ah.
stay up late. It's vacation time. Have some cake.
Oh, Sabrina also says it's gorgeous. Oh,
I'm happy. You can actually thank Asa. She was my tech editor. She made the Jocelyn English, which is important when giving instructions.
fantastic. Wow, that's beautiful. Good for you. That's a huge project done. So did Asa test knit it too?
Yes, she did. Diana is currently test knitting. We'll put air quotes on that. Air quotes on that. Diana really liked it and she asked for the pattern. And she's like, but I can't. I'm like, you can just have the pattern, Diana. It's fine. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go and finish it by this date.
Finish it.
She's not. That's not the kind of knitter she is.
Oh, Asa says she loves hers. Well, a 3 skein shawl. That's nice because it's nice and cozy
Big.
and wrap around.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, and I was telling her I've got 2 other shawl patterns and I might have cast it on my first sweater design the other week. It's not like I've stopped. There's more coming. It won't stop in my brain.
That's good. Good. Well, we look forward to seeing more.
I look forward to getting more done.
Good. Hi, Karen. I don't think I said hi to Karen.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you want to say what your other carry on?
No, because that's it. We started out strong. Now we're just going to peter out towards the end. That was it. That was my moment of glory. It's over.
Okay.
Now it's just.
Now it's just, that's okay. That's okay.
All downhill.
Really, 1 a month is good.
Okay. I wasn't worried about 1 a month. I was aiming for like 2 or 3. I thought that would be good. Not make the 3rd one, but get closer, right? As a proof of concept, I can knit 2 socks in a month.
That's good.
Even if I start them on the 8th, which I absolutely did.
So you lost a week in there.
Yep. The problem is this is the first sock for the 2nd time, and I still have to rip back.
Oh no, why? What were you having trouble with?
Oh, the first time I did good, but you know, and everybody who watches us regularly knows, if you don't, I am visually impaired. So if I drop stitches at a fingering weight on the small of a needle, which is a 2.25 sock needle, I cannot see them to pick them up, not even with a magnifying glass. They don't exist. So I knit socks completely blind. I don't see what I'm doing. So this is just all from memory, my muscle memory and counting. because that's how I have to do it.
Mm.
That's the limitations of my site. So I got all the way up the first time to my ribbing, and I dropped a couple of stitches and I hadn't realized it in the bind off. Necessitates ripping the sock back to the start and starting again.
Oh,
So it's like,
Jacqueline, well, you just Linda,
okay,
oh,
I'll get one sock done. It'll be sock one, but I'll have done it twice, so it still counts.
that is still 2 socks within the month. So
That's still 2 socks in a month. I somehow cinched in right here drastically and then back out again. I don't know if I was knitting 2 together, then splitting stitches the next round or something, but it's too tight to go around my foot right here, just before the heel.
oh,
So I've had 2 practice runs at the mock short row heel, which
yeah,
I love doing. Good heel, very
yeah.
fun.
You said you like that.
Yep. However, I gotta do it again. So I got mad. I put the sock aside, and I'm at the ribbing again, and I had 4 days to spare. So yes, I can knit a pair of socks in a month.
Do it. Well,
Did I? Technically, no.
well, I mean, you did knit 2 socks. You
Did
never
knit 2 socks.
specified.
I was never super clear that they had to be on my feet when I was done.
Yeah, 2 separate. Oh,
Just that I had them knit.
and your sister, she doesn't knit. Does she knit?
No, she doesn't knit. No.
Oh,
No, no.
you need
My
to have.
sister's a like a graphic artist designer. She's a painter. That's her jam is that stuff. So,
Crafty.
but I do have next month's yarn wound up and ready to go.
Pretty.
So I'm prepped because I need a break from this gradient grayscale sock stuff. I'm gonna have to put that away for a bit before I look
Do
at it
something
again.
different.
Yeah.
You can always pull that out for
Later.
another month's.
I can. I
Another
absolutely can.
month's WIP progress.
Yep. So there you go. Lives in my muted 60s.
I
bag.
love that bag. Love that bag.
So good.
Amber, I think. Oh yes, Amber asked, "How is your 8-bit sweater?"
That's the big one, isn't it? It's not done. That was I probably won't get there, but we'll throw it on just because I like a good challenge. We've made some serious progress. So I'm still happy. I know how long these rows are and I know how big it is. And I know how long it takes to knit a row. So I had my sleeves connected and I think I was getting ready to do my last chart when we talked in March. I don't remember if I was getting ready to do my last chart. Then I had yoke decreases, or I just finished my first chart. Guys, I didn't rewatch the last one to know where I was exactly. That didn't happen. But I've been making some progress. So when I picked this back up, I've knitted my gamer control chart and I'm just making my way through the chart B patterning to get to my yoke decreases. At my size, that's 400 plus stitches on the needles in solid color work. It's about 45 minutes to an hour per round.
Oh,
and there's 3 rounds per chart. And I have to do the chart 4 times. So that's 12 rounds. I'm just finishing my way through round 2.
wow.
Yeah. So
It's
a lot.
That's a serious color work project.
It's a serious color work project. So I'm still going to keep working on it because I would like to get it done, but it's not going to be my sort of arbitrary goal for the month. So
maybe you should just maybe your goal should be not to finish it, but just
like, get more progress. I'd like to be closer to done.
6 rows or something, or 4 rows.
Yeah.
So
it was beefy project.
That's a lot. So I think I read here, Asa said that you should get a point for your socks. So I think she's given you a check mark. She's like the official.
Yeah. Proof of concept. I can do it. I just ran into some problems. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all. Susie would like, Jocelyn, Susie wants to know if you could talk more about the mock short row heel.
You betcha. So for the mock short row heel, I think it's Richardson is the name of the lady who does the tutorial. And it's a YouTube tutorial. So like I watched her YouTube tutorial that I did the sock heel. That's usually how I learn how to do sock heels, is I listen to someone else explain how to do it.
Yeah.
Now I have to yell at my cat because where were you 15 minutes ago when I asked you if you wanted dinner? Sleeping. Now you got to wait.
I fed Daisy. I made sure I fed her before I came up here, so
She
she'd leave
gets
it alone.
she gets wet food for dinner, so if I leave it too long, she gets princessy and won't eat it if it's cold. Fair. I wouldn't want cold meat either.
No.
It's hard to blame her when it, that's
Yeah.
fine. But no, the short row heel rather than so normal short row heel, you do yarn overs to create your decreases, right? So you essentially end up doing shorter rows. With the mock one, you bind off. So you knit two together and then you literally just have your last 10, 11 stitches on your needle. And then as you're going back up the other half of your heel, you're picking up those bumps
Yeah.
that you casted off on the end. So I found for me, I eliminated any holes that I would occasionally get with yarn overs, even with a non-yarn over short row. Like
Yeah.
it just got rid of all those holes because I was able to pick up that bump and then make it nice and snug. So I got a flush heel from it, so I didn't get any holes. So I was very excited by that. And it also meant I didn't have to use any stitch markers to keep track of the short rows, because again, I have to do it all by what I can see and touch, right? And I don't see much, but I can feel a bunch of stitch markers, which is a nuisance when you're working back and forth from a round sock on magic loop on a 2.25 millimeter. That extra, it just the extra stitch markers become a bit of a nuisance.
I'm
So
gonna try this.
yeah, no, the mock short row heel. She shows it in a regular heel, so a stockinette heel. So you knit on one side and purl on the other. I did mine in a garter heel because
Yep.
I prefer a garter heel.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
a garter heel too. They're nice and cushy.
Yeah. So I thought it was great. I was very happy.
All right, Susie, I'm so glad that you asked that question because that is really interesting. I love how people come up with
So
these
cool.
ideas,
It's
right?
so cool. I was like, where has this been? Don't get me wrong. I've done fishless kiss heels. I've done different short row heels. They're all good heels.
Yeah.
Just I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, no, I like this one. I'm gonna try that too. So Asa said that she has done that on her last sock. She said she hasn't worn it yet, but she says it seems to fit her foot okay.
Oh, good. Yeah,
this is your first time doing it?
Yes, but the first time I was able to wear the sock just fine. It was great, and it's not my first garter heel, so it's for me it's no more narrow than a short row garter heel is.
Okay.
So it's fine. Like I have a fairly narrow foot. It's just really long. So I've never had a problem with any heel patterns where it's not been deep enough or it's been too narrow to go around my foot. Like that's always worked out just fine. So I'm pretty lucky that way. Heel wise, my heels are pretty flexible.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. All right. Well, sock knitting challenge this weekend.
Yes, I know. I have until I go to bed tonight to decide if I'm going to crochet a sock or knit a sock. I haven't decided yet.
Decided. Didn't we talk about this last time? Or
we did, and I'm
time?
still waffling. And quite frankly, I don't have to sign up till tomorrow morning, so it can wait.
You can literally sleep on it. And
I can literally sleep on it one more time.
I haven't totally decided. We'll talk about the sock knitting challenge later when we end up, but because that's not really a whip thing, but it's
No.
talk about. Yeah. Well, okay. So you did good. I think
I'm happy.
Everybody agrees. Oh, Teresa's popped in here. Teresa, Saturday is it's Friday morning for you.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Yes.
Welcome. Hope you have your coffee.
Susie says she may try. Yeah, so she's gonna put that heel on her list of things to try.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's I'm gonna put it on my list of heels to try because I've done a garter short row, but never the mock short row. So
I had no idea it was an option, just popped up randomly on the algorithm, and I'm like, oh, hello, what are you?
All right. I don't know if I want. Okay, I know Asa and Amber.
Everybody wants to know about the icefall sweater.
Everybody wants to know about the icefall.
The icefall sweater. Yep. I don't even have to look at the comments to know that's what the question is.
So it is technically done.
Ooh.
Here it is.
Ooh, look at that.
I ran into some problems because I couldn't find the brown yarn.
Oh no.
And I have literally turned my house upside down,
Uh-huh.
looking in every project bag, every corner where I have tucked some yarn. I found the two contrasting colors,
Okay.
the green, this really pretty green heather, and I found the yellow. Do
Okay.
you think I could find the brown?
No.
Nowhere.
It's the one you needed. That's why you couldn't
It's the
find
one
it.
I needed. And I thought, well, what do I do? I can't. And the thing is I know I had it because I'm sure I came across, unless I was thinking of these ones, I'm sure I had the brown when I was doing all this sorting,
Yeah.
and I
Okay.
put it somewhere.
Is it the somewhere safe
I
dungeon strikes again?
I think so.
Uh-huh.
Somewhere safe
Uh-huh.
that I have no idea where it is.
Yep. I
And
lost two of my niece's Christmas presents that way. She got them for Easter. I
and that's what I figured, right? I thought, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up stitches and
hmm
I'm going to put on a band
Yeah.
because there's no way in the world I was coming on here without having this baby finished. Now, mind you, finished as in, except I do have a couple of ends on the one
Okay.
band, but
It's
on
a
the other
secret.
band, they're all,
I don't count ends.
yeah.
Weaving in ends is not a finishing step for me. It's a when it annoys you step. There
It,
are many pairs of head knit socks that do not have their last two ends woven in.
I've
Never
worn
happened.
I've worn. I have a pair of socks. Yeah, every time I put them on, I can feel the end in the toe, and I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't leave that in.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. Weaving it
Many a sweater.
is
Only
optional.
the ends people can see. Otherwise, it doesn't happen.
I know. So I do have, and I ran out of yarn. Look at this. I
Oh
got
no.
3/4 of the way of my bind off done,
Yep.
and I ran out of yarn. So I have this little bit here. Got two tails, but that's okay. But it is technically done, and I would much rather have had a brown band
Mhm.
on here,
Yeah.
but I am embracing the color blocking theory
Okay.
and thinking, maybe green is not so bad. It's just adding a little bit of, and it maybe really isn't all that bad. But I think when I do find the brown,
You might
I
end up flipping it out.
I will just probably just pull it out because it didn't take me that long. It only this and because who was it that posted? Because I couldn't remember how when I had started this or what the yarn was. And somebody went back through my Instagram posts and reshared my post so I could. It was the sweater's been started for 2 years. So it's and it took me one evening, maybe two, to
Okay.
put these bands on so I could just sit and do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Anne is saying I have to go back and watch my organizing videos to see where I put it.
Except
Create
that might not be where it ended up. You might have been like, I got the perfect spot for this, and then put it down, which tells us nothing.
and I keep thinking, right? Because yeah, Susie says it's in the safe place. I know. And I keep thinking, well, all I need to do is take the time to pick up all these stitches, do the band, cast it off, and then the next time I walk into a random room, I'm going to see that ball sitting right there.
Yep.
I think I
Yep.
have looked in every nook and cranny, and I probably missed it just sitting. I keep,
Oh,
I keep,
I've
I
done it.
keep, I keep surveying all my shelves, right, and
Mhm.
thinking, is it sitting there? I'm just not seeing it.
I think
But
I had a missing ball, and it was missing for like 3 or 4 weeks. This is back when Diana was still coming over because she still lived in the province. She couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. It was literally shoved inside a candle holder on prominent display, so I wouldn't misplace it.
I, I would totally not dismiss that either
Yeah, yeah.
because
So I've
I
been there.
I swear, I know I saw it. I know I saw it. And I'm sure I still had a full skein because I know I had leftovers. I know I had a part ball,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure I had a full skein left too.
Okay.
Oh well, but it is technically finished.
It is done.
It has a band on it. It
And you
is
never know, you might
done.
grow to like the color work, the color
Oh,
blocking.
I might. I might.
Get brave and go ask one of the other humans to feed you.
She's still desperately trying to get some food. Um,
She has kibble. She's not starving to death. She just doesn't want it because she knows it's wet food time.
I know she's a little picky, right? Yeah. See, Asa's saying I'm gonna find the ball of brown tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it'll show up now that it's done. It's off. We've
Exactly.
talked about it. It's finished. It'll show. That's how exactly how that
That's
works.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, Amber, what does Amber said? Amber says if I have to rip it out, it's not considered finished. Well, then maybe I'll just leave it like this.
You don't have to rip it out. It's just that you might.
Yeah,
It's a
actually
finish.
not too bad.
It's a
But
finish.
Susie says she really likes the pop of color.
Yes. I enjoy a good pop of color, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for a Stephen West pattern as is.
Well, there you go. You like color.
I like
I
color.
think I will kind of get used to this. It
Yeah.
was just how you get something set in your head and you know what you want it to look like.
Yeah.
And
No. I mean, you could like wake up in a couple of weeks, find the ball, and think to yourself, "Nah, I like it how it is. It's fine."
you know
Yeah.
what? I think I'll just put it on and where I will have to weave in these
Random ends people can see.
yeah,
Yep.
a couple ones that are just, they're like I'll be able to have these big long tails. I'll just have to do these four of them.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, because I think I already did the other one on the other end. So
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I have four. I have four tails, and then it'll be done.
Woohoo!
So okay, what kind? So is also giving me a check mark. Does that count as one?
It's off the needle as it is finished. Weaving it ends is just that extra. It's like washing and blocking. We don't count it because it's technically not knitting. It's just a step towards wearing. But the knitting is finished.
Sherry's got. She said she just watched my organizing videos. Is it in my Norway yarn? Well, you know what, Sherry? If it is in my Norway yarn, I am really going to laugh because it is literally right here, like right here, 12 inches away from me. And if it has been sitting right on this shelf, and
So
who
funny.
knows?
It'd be so funny.
Okay. I'm not going to look for it right now because if I find it right now, you're not going to.
We'll have to take a technical break and I'll go feed my cat. To get that little on the screen. Please stand by, technical difficulties.
As I say a 4-letter word.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Anyways, Icefall, I am considering it done. And I think it is still like it's snowed here today, Jocelyn. Did you guys get snow in Manitoba?
No, it was very quickly moving, so we didn't get anywhere near the precipitation that we needed. We're in drought. Essentially, we're sitting on drought levels at this point here, so like we're desperate for it.
We need the rain too, and so it snowed, and there were at points today. I was at work, and you would have thought if it was January, it would have had the feel of a snowstorm, right? It was snowing, and it was blowing sideways. But
it was a fast moving storm. There was like 90, 92-kilometer-hour winds clocked in some places when it came through the province, came through Manitoba, and I was just like, oh. And I mean, it was cold. Like I think we were plus 19, plus 20 Monday afternoon, and then by Tuesday morning we were like minus 20 with wind chill. So like we did all the seasons in 24 hours, which is as far as I know a Manitoba thing. Why have one when you can have four?
It's a Southern Ontario thing too, and we definitely had that today because I did not dress warm enough. I had
go ask the other human in this house.
Anyway,
your dinner.
So I could definitely wear. So tomorrow is still supposed to be a cold day too. I don't think it's supposed to snow, but it's still supposed to be chilly. So I could wear that. I think
throw it on and see if you get comfortable with the color blocking, because that would open up a whole new avenue of design for you.
You're right. I just may make this a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it a try. See if it's just because you've never done it before. It feels weird.
That could be.
Mhm.
I think I will. Oh, Amber saying Daisy took my ball of yarn. That is also
Awesome.
totally awesome.
What? I understand. You're right here.
Oh, Amber, you really do like the color difference? You know, see, now that I'm holding
like
it up and I'm looking at it on the screen, I'm
I
thinking,
like it.
it actually
It
maybe
makes
isn't.
the color work and the yoke pop, so it's not
It
quite
really
also
does.
muted. Yeah. So I like it. But again, I know I'm addicted to, hello, did you see the King's Flame? I'm addicted to strong color
Yeah.
contrasts. So I also know that's a me thing.
And I'm typically not. And so, yeah, maybe that's just because it's a little more out of my comfort zone, but I think I will just wear it
Mhm.
and we'll see.
Space aliens on
Oh,
my
Asa said
t-shirt.
Asa had sunshine today and she's been sitting outside
Nice.
knitting.
Beautiful.
Whoa.
Hey, we're back to 16 degrees and double digits as of tomorrow for the next week.
Nice. Yeah, our weather, once we get into the weekend, our weather is supposed to be nice too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had one more. Oh, so I never recapped my yarn. So what I said for March was I wanted to get the band on that ice fall sweater.
Yep. Yep.
And
so
then
that's a success.
My beaver bag,
Mm-hmm.
and it had a part done sock, and I wanted to finish the sock.
Were you more successful with your sock knitting than I was?
Yes, I was. I got
socks.
Finished sock.
Socks.
So I think, and I did not have much to do. I put the marker on here. I had half the foot already finished. It was really close to being finished. So, you know, there begs the question, why did I not just finish it whenever I started? Did I write down? Oh, January 13th.
Oh.
Last year.
Cool.
It was not this January.
It was last January.
It was last January. So it's a little over
a year,
which really is not that bad.
No.
And what did I do? Ended up late. I don't know. Anyways, my notes. I wrote some notes, so I know it was January. So it's done, and it's going to be for me. I made the foot to fit me, so it's mine now. I don't know who I started it for, but it fits me perfectly.
Last year I had a cat fact a day calendar, and I kept all my cat fact days, and I made a very complicated pattern note. This is the entirety of a blanket pattern on two little and one's a grid picture and the other one's some numbers. That's it. That's the whole pattern.
Okay.
Those are my notes.
Good. Well, I freed up a sock yarn.
You did.
Sock needle. I've got a little 9-inch needle here now. Ready
and
to go.
You freed up your display model for a new sweater.
Yes, I did. I think I'm going to use this sock needle for tomorrow morning's cast on for the sock knitting challenge.
Yeah, because that's this weekend.
Yep, starts tomorrow, Friday morning. So Teresa, that's technically Friday. It's Friday morning for you now.
It is.
So you can be casting on. Oops, sorry, juggled the panel.
She could be.
If you're joining us in the sock knitting challenge, you can start now. So a few more people are saying they like the green. Donna said she liked the green.
Yeah, I think it works just fine. It's the same green in the pattern, like it's already there in the sweater. So just it looks like you're making that yoke color work pop more, which I like, but I know it's not for everybody. I mean, some people like pastel colors. You won't catch me wearing them, but I know that they're a thing that some people like. So
yeah, pastels are not my choice either. Oh,
nope.
Asa says, "Oh, Asa, you are being, yes." She said she's being brave. She's having a friend over tomorrow, chatting and some food.
That sounds excellent. Yes, and brave right now everywhere.
We just got that kibosh today because of what I think tonight at midnight we're back until lockdown or whatever.
I was hearing on the news Ontario's just closing the whole, but I mean you guys spiked hard.
Yeah.
They spiked hard. Manitoba's relaxed-ish, but I mean we still haven't opened up our provincial borders and we're still pretty restricted. So I don't know if that'll help us keep our numbers low or not. Like ours have started to climb, but I mean, the moment you're not on essentials only, your numbers climb.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I know
that's
it just does, right?
yeah.
It's kind of a back and
So
forth thing.
we'll end up being in lockdown, I suspect, at least one more time, possibly two more times, just because it just takes time to get
Yep.
everybody vaccinated.
Yep.
And it's not just our country, it's the whole world. There's a lot of us. Like there's a lot of us.
Yep. I know. Yeah. We just need to be patient.
Yeah.
And
And it's
knit.
hard.
Stay
Well, I
home.
mean,
Knit.
we need to
Oh,
stay inside. It's too peoply out there.
it's two people out there.
It's too peoply out there.
It is true. I
Which will
felt
be
that way. I did go to the mall last weekend. I met my son there because we needed to buy him something. And I got there and like, oh my gosh, there was so many people there. It was crazy. But yeah, so Asa's saying, yeah, so her friend is really feeling the effects of the isolation. So getting
it's
together.
hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. I've got one person on my bubble list that comes over. It's Erin. It's actually the owner operator of Fireweed Fiber Co. So she has been coming over every month to drop off the sock club yarn.
Yep.
So this month I'm allowed to have two people over, and I'm allowed to go buy my essentials. I'm not allowed to do anything but essential shopping
But that's
and have
really
one or two
weird.
people. So that was 5 months in lockdown for me of
Wow.
never leaving the house.
That's hard.
Ask Loopy, my poor mom. My poor mom had many, many phone calls for no reason because I was bored.
Well, you just need to talk to somebody.
Yeah. So Erin comes over now once in a while and we sit and we knit. And
Good. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you
She
need one.
absconded with a bunch of old romance novels, including the entire Bridgerton series. I didn't know I still had that in there, but she was very excited to find it. She looked at me
Oh,
like, yeah, go for it.
oh, I would like to read those. Oh, maybe I should
Yeah.
check that out on Audible.
Yeah.
They're there.
It's a really good series. I read it a very long time ago because my mom bought them when they first came out. And then I read them a little bit later. So
Cool.
that when the TV show came out, I was like, why is the name so familiar? I got there. It took me a second.
Oh, so Susie is saying, she said, Jocelyn, the pattern sounds like her work notes.
Yep.
Writing
That's roughly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Hey,
Oh,
Asa didn't get much more than 2 scrap pieces of notepaper for the King's Flame, and she made me turn that into a pattern.
oh, okay. So have you heard of this? James is saying this. So the kind of weaving he does is tapestry weaving.
Yes. Yeah, I want to try tapestry weaving so bad.
Something else to add to my list.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to try shuttlecock weaving and the tapestry weaving. The tapestry one because you do it by hand, so I should be able to do it by feel.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I can start with really sort of the framed wall art style, which could be as crazy as you want it to be while I'm learning techniques and stuff.
Yeah.
And little patchworks of different techniques. But I also think I've been talking with another Jocelyn. There's more than one of us in the province, and we're both crafters. She's responsible for my spinning habit. It's entirely her fault. But she's a member of the Weavers Guild. And I'll watch her work from time to time. And I think I'll have to do like practice and try out different looms to find the one that will work that I can just do by touch and feel and send through. And then I don't have to necessarily see for sure, but I know the pattern that I'm going for. I do it that way. It's the same with like my hand stitching when I'm hand hemming or hand fixing stuff. I'm not seeing the stitches, but I know what it is that I'm doing. So I know what it is I'll get in the end. Yeah. But yeah, I really want to try weaving. I don't think I'll do the card weaving because that you have to pay too much attention to the card rotation.
Yes.
That I don't think I can track. I don't think that's an option for me, but I could definitely do the tapestry weaving for sure, and possibly the loom shuttlecock weaving.
Oh, that's exciting to have something to try.
That's my hope.
Oh,
but at some point I draw the line. Like I love spinning, but I will never process my own fiber. I'm not putting that much work into it. At some point the lazy kicks in.
You have a line. There is an actual line for you somewhere.
There's a line. When we reach it, that's it. I'm done. I'm out.
Oh, so Asa said they've been in lockdown since November, and they're just now starting to kind of see some flattening of the numbers.
It's hard. It's hard on people. It's hard to stay locked in. It's hard to
It
stay
is.
home. It's hard
And I
not
think
to.
that's why we're not in total lockdown. I think they're calling it shutdown or something now. And some non-essential stores are still going to be open, but with very limited
Mhm.
amount of people allowed in because I heard we're interviewing a doctor on my way home tonight, and he said, yeah, they realize that people just mentally can't handle another
We've
lockdown again.
we've spent so many generations not learning how to be comfortable with ourselves. Now that we need to be comfortable with ourselves and by ourselves, a lot of people can't.
It's a hard thing to do.
It's a hard thing to do. I'm fine with myself. I was also one of those ones that when I could, I'd go eat dinner by myself, and it would be a bit of a struggle for me to want to invite people to come to a restaurant with me because I just kind of liked going by myself.
Yes.
I liked going to the movie theaters on my own. I didn't have to ask anybody else what they wanted to do. I could just watch the movie I wanted, eat the stuff I wanted. I didn't have to have that awful popcorn next to me and, pretend that it wasn't disgusting and couldn't figure out why people were eating it.
I love theater popcorn.
I'm so allergic to popcorn. It just smells like death.
Oh no. Oh, that's
Because
bad.
it's popped corn and I'm allergic to the corn. I still get people who are like, and they'll realize it at some point. They'll be like, you can't eat popcorn, can you? And I'm like, I've never been able to, but yeah, no, I can't eat it. And it smells gross to me because I know what happens when I eat it. So I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Hard no.
That makes total sense.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna tell somebody they can't have popcorn when they go with me. But if I go by myself, it's not a problem. Or if I go with my mom, which is fun, by the way, we do that now. It's two of us with canes going to the movie theater. We've got to cause problems in public sometimes.
Oh.
But it's just, she doesn't get popcorn. It's great. But yeah, for the first few months it was fine. I didn't have a huge problem with it. I also work from home. I'm disabled, so like a lot of my life is home
Yeah.
already. So I miss things, but I'm not desperate for them.
Oh, Kim has popped in here.
Hey.
So Kim is in Winnipeg.
Yep.
And yeah, being an essential worker, people shop like there is no COVID.
Yeah, they do. Like so when you go into stores, they like to give you a cart to help with like the physical distancing, to help like remind you to stay away.
Yeah.
I use a blind lady stick. And they give me a cart, and I take the cart and I push the cart. It's fine. And I put my stick in the cart. So I am very cautious at corners, walking straight lines, because I know I don't see as much as everybody else does. I have yet to actually run into someone.
Oh,
have I been run into? More times than I can count. More times than I can count.
I run into people all the time by accident.
Never. It has never once been my fault with a cart, and I'm legally blind. And I shop at prime seniors stay-at-home mom periods of time, like 10 a.m. to 2 in the afternoon. Yeah. Like, oh, geez.
Oh, man. Oh, so Amber, did you see me looking over here? I've been trying my pin loom. Amber asked where my pin loom was.
Oh.
And it's here. I know it's here because I physically touched it this past weekend. I know it's right sitting just off to the side here.
There's a stack of sewing projects just off screen, just like as high as my sewing machine now. Yikes.
Oh.
There's stuff on the table just down below sight. It's my cleaning kit for my water cooler because that got cleaned today. Okay. I get jugs of water, so they come to the door. So I had to clean my unit today.
Oh, Naughty Yarnies is here.
Hello. Woohoo!
So yeah, so there's some chat. They were just asking about what COVID vaccines, but Naughty Yarnies answered yes. So if Susie wants to know if we're getting the same COVID vaccines as the States. So there, she said a Janssen. We're not getting that.
Oh, we not yet. It's supposed to be end of April, and I know there's a protection run complication with it. Okay. So I'm not worried. Like when it's my turn, guys, I'm not even in my 40s yet. Like I'm 38. I've got months still before that's a thing in my province for my age range. I'm just going to get whatever's available and what they say is okay too, because they all 90+% prevent death. And that's really the outcome I don't want.
Exactly.
If I get sick for a couple of days, if it won't kill me, it'll be fine. It'll be like catching a cold or catching a flu. Just you deal with it and you move on.
We're getting, so my coworker, I have a bunch of coworkers who have got vaccinated, and my mom and dad got theirs yesterday, and they just said, yeah, you just had no ill effects from it, just a sore arm for the day after.
Yeah, it's a majority of people. It'll just be a bit of an arm grip, and then sometimes you feel a little achy the next day, like you think you're gonna get sick, but you don't. You know that pre-sick where you're like, oh, this could go badly. But I get the flu shot every year. So, but I mean, my dad's eligible, but my mom isn't for another round because of their age differences. So dad's gonna wait till mom's eligible so they can go down together.
Okay.
And then my grandpa is in his 80s and he's already had his. So
yeah, I get mine on Sunday.
that's exciting.
Yeah, it does. So
I'm waiting. I'm still too young yet.
hopefully soon. Okay, so what is your goal
For this month?
April?
Nothing to do with the 8-bit sweater. If we get the 8-bit sweater done, it's gravy. I have now failed 2 attempts to make it an arbitrary finish goal. I'm letting it go. It'll be done when it's done.
There you go. But you're getting every row.
I'm making progress. And Diana did publicly challenge me to finish our 8-bits, and then immediately had to put it down for 2 weeks because she had a color dominance issue, and then she has to rip back like 2 inches of color work or something.
Yes. Oh.
And I was like, ouch. So I'm still technically winning a race. It's just not this race. So I'll take it.
That's all right.
So I'm gonna put having a completed pair of socks on there because I proof of concept. Now let's see if we can actually get it done.
Yeah.
And then the only other goal that I want to make is the project in this bag.
Oh, that's a cool bag.
This is my Jack Skellington bag from Sew Into Knitting.
I love that.
I love Halloween and I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. So in my Halloween bag, I put Halloween yarn.
Ooh,
obviously. This is actually my second Simple Hug. So the Simple Hug's a pattern by Cozy Up Knits. I love the girls. I got to meet them in Knit City a couple of years ago. They're a delightful quartet of siblings.
Yes.
That Diana described us visiting with them as kind of like 5 Jocelyns and her holding onto my tailcoats and just following behind us because we were all over caffeinated and we were all over the place and talked over each other and around each other, and it was absolutely magical. It was brilliant. My dad would probably cringe if we had to spend that much time with 4 sisters that talked as fast as I did.
But you fit right in with them. That's fantastic.
That's great. It was great.
I love watching their podcast.
So good.
Oh, look at those colors.
So the great thing about the Simple Hug is that it's really good scrappy use projects, and I really want to use up my scraps. So this is all of my fingering weight Halloween yarn, which I've had a lot over the years, in held double with itself or a neutral, and I'm making my way up the body of a second Simple Hug. My first one I made oversized, like the pattern suggests, and I made it in a cotton and I made it garter. So like it's super, super dense and squishy, and the cotton makes it nice and breathable. So it's a great spring drapey work in the garden cardigan, or like putter around at home in your leggings and read a book. So this one I'm making smaller, so it's going to be a bit more fitted, not quite so oversized.
Yeah.
It's going to be my fancy one because it's going to have full length sleeves instead of elbow length sleeves. So the full length sleeves will be the same gray as my bottom border.
Okay. That's pretty.
I got to make my way up to my armpits so then I can split. This is the part that takes the longest. It took forever on the first one too, but if I can somehow magically get this done by end of April,
the whole thing?
I can enter it into, this is easy because this is technically worsted weight because it's fingering held double. Yeah. So like this, it's not inconsistent, and it's basic stockinette. So this is great podcast knitting, sitting in bed watching the news knitting. I have no brain power knitting. This will probably be my roundy vanilla sock for the month.
Yep.
So yeah, I can do a worsted sweater in a month. I've done worsted sweaters in a month, so I know it's possible. I just need to,
proven that.
yeah, we have. So I am, my goal is to have this done. Will all the ends be woven in? No. It'll just be on my body. That's finished for me. That's complete.
I am glad that we're on the same page about ends weaving in business.
Yeah. So I've got balls and balls and balls and balls and balls of Halloween scrap just shoved in here, and a start of a sweater on the top. But I want to get it done. It's been on my needles for a couple months, and it's perfect weather to wear in like May.
Yeah.
Because it's that nice lightweight wool. So I'm like, no, I need that. That needs to happen.
Awesome.
I'll be doing all sorts of stuff in May.
Okay. That is a good goal.
So I feel like that's sufficient. And I didn't want to put the 8-bit on for a second month.
Well, so yeah, because if you don't have to. Then especially if you're going to do long sleeves, that's more.
It's a drop shoulder, so like the sleeves aren't even going to start to like part of the way down the arm anyway, because it's a drop shoulder pattern style. But it's ribbing. The sleeves are ribbing.
Oh,
cool! And I have done it to myself, so no one to blame but me.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Naughty Yarny says that she's doing a simple hug now too. She just has the sleeves and the trim to go.
Woohoo! It works up a lot faster than you think it's going to. Like it really flies as you get into that groove and away you go. It's a very well done pattern.
Okay. Yeah. So Naughty Yarnies, do you think you can have it? Will you have it done by the end of April? You and Jocelyn can knit together. Have finished sweaters at the end of April.
Yeah.
All right. So I found my project. I picked one project for April as well. And yeah, if anybody watches my New Start Monday videos, you will recognize this from last summer, maybe. I don't know when I can tell you when I did that. Okay, I'll show you the yarn first.
Okay.
My orange lace. It's a summer sleeveless. I don't think they're sleeves. Gosh, it's been that long. I forget what it looks like now. Amber wants to know where my pink socks are. Yeah, my pink socks were my March socks. Yeah, they're right here. Well, the one is right here. I have the leg mostly done.
Sometimes socks are not the thing you want to work on.
Well, I know, and I knew I wouldn't get them done because I thought I need to stop calling them my March sock. I should just call them the third pair of socks for the year.
Just call them your pink socks. Then they're done when they're done.
Well, see, I want to get a pair of socks done every month.
Technically, you did. You did finish a pair of socks.
I did finish. I finished February's in March.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
These are just going to be little shorty socks, so they won't take too long. And I cast them on, I think, like on the 22nd or something silly.
Oh, then you're doing fine.
Yeah, they were cast on within March.
It's fine. It counts.
It'll be good. I'll catch up at some point. But yeah, so here's my summer top that I cast on.
Okay.
And Naughty Yarny, she's like, oh my God, I hope so. So she's hoping to have her sweater. So obviously you're hoping to have it done before the end of April.
I feel like she's got a better shot of being finished before I am. Given that she's only got the sleeves and the collar left and I have like 3/4 of the body still.
Oh, she's doing long sleeves too.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, Asa says she's finishing her love note in April. And possibly her blanket, your square blanket. Oh,
yeah, she's gotten really close on her miter squared blanket. Okay. Yeah, she's really close.
That's good. Oh. Yes, Amber's saying yes, this was from the summer. And this because I picked up this will be the second top I've knit from this magazine. Knit Simple, spring summer 2020. And the first one I actually knit the one on the cover. I knitted
nice
green cotton.
Okay.
It actually there was 3 or 4 tops in here that I really liked. So I'm working on the second one. Well, I've gotten a good start on the second one.
I think you're doing great.
It's knit in pieces. So this is, I don't know, front or the back. I guess it's the back. I'll have to reread the pattern to see where I am, but I'm hopefully, for the love of all things knitting, I'm really hoping I ended this at the end of a pattern repeat.
I mean, I'm pretty good at making sure I do that.
Well, I usually try.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping that I did, because that would just make it so much, like, to go back and to try to read my lace stitches and figure out what row I'm on.
Could be interesting.
I can do it, but it's a little tricky. But I'm really hoping. I'm sure I've ended up. And I'm using some Patton's Grace again, some like super super old stash yarn, getting it out of my stash, getting it something that I'll be able to wear. And I don't know if this has a colorway name on it. So it's 100% cotton, Tangelo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a lovely color.
I like it. Well, I like it too. Shades of that, like some beige and a couple shades of orange. Yes, also saying the perfect project for April. I actually picked up another project bag. This morning I went down to my closet that has all my project bags, and I randomly picked a project out of it. And I looked at it and I'm like, oh, this seems too wintry-ish. And I saw this was sitting on the dining room table. I'm like, this is what I need to do for April, because then I will want to wear it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I went with the Cozy Up Knits Stripe Along cowl, ends at the end of April, and I want to get an entry in. So that's how I made that decision.
There you go. That's a good way to do it.
Mhm.
Oh yes, finishing. Oh, Asa says she's just finished her 7th pair of socks.
I know 2 of them live with me here in Canada, and they're wonderful, and I wear them a lot.
That's sweet. Yeah, Susie's saying Asa's a swift sock knitter. She is. She is. I'm thinking she doesn't sleep.
Well, there are times in the day where she doesn't respond to me on Discord, so at least napping occurs.
Okay, so she's getting a couple cat naps in there. I know, because she's knitting all these socks. Well, we'll see. What is this? Oh, Amber wants to finish her Harry Potter sweater.
That'd be great.
Oh, okay, and Naughty Yarny. So she's talking about her Simple Hug she's doing the largest size with small needles because she wants to be a really tight,
Mm-hmm.
a tight gauge.
Yeah, I like a lot of my stuff to have a fair bit of drape to it, so I tend to be very careful with the gauge and the fabric I'm getting. So I ended up doing a gauge swatch with the gray held double so that I could get a good idea of my stitch count. Because
Yep.
what they did in that pattern is because it's designed to use different scraps, they actually gave you a chart at the bottom that said do your gauge swatch, get your stitch count, and then that's how many you want to cast on for whatever size. They walk you through that process.
Yep.
So you can do it in fingering or lace or worsted or bulky, and you can make it the sweater you want it to be and still have it fit the way it's designed to. So like I liked that they did that.
Nice.
I like a lot of drape on my clothes. I don't know.
Yeah. Everybody likes something different, right? I know I have a friend who loves things knit so tight. And that is not the way I would prefer to have my sweaters and things knit.
That makes sense.
That's what she likes it. So, whatever.
That's why we're making them.
Oh, okay. Kim. So Kim has a goal of knitting a pair of socks each month this year.
Mm-hmm.
And she's done so far.
Hey, that's brilliant.
Well, another show off. Good for you, Kim. I'm just teasing. I'm just because I can't seem to do it. I always am a month behind. My January socks that I finished, I started in December. They were my Christmas socks.
Okay.
February socks. I started in February. I got them finished in March. March, I started in March. I know at some point, hopefully I will catch up. I might have to do a couple pairs of shorties in a row to get myself back on track. Hopefully I'll be able to say eventually that I'm back on track too, Kim. But that's good. Good for you. So you've got 3 pairs done. Have you started your April socks? Have you joined the Fiber Friends sock knitting challenge?
Tomorrow
Yeah.
morning, man. As soon as I get up,
I,
casting on my toe. I just don't know if it's gonna be with a hook or a needle yet.
I know. I think you should crochet them. I think just for fun.
I have 200-gram balls of this beautiful dove gray into like buttercream yellow variegated, and I feel like those would make great crocheted socks because that yellow color would just pop beautifully. And I found a really interesting crochet sock pattern. The only downside is it's knee high.
Oh, that's 2 pairs in one.
Yeah, and I only set the goal of 1 sock, so it didn't matter if I was knitting it or crocheting. I was only going to get 1 done in 3 days.
Yep. Well, that is still a big goal.
It's still a big goal. So I'm not sure, but that's the one that's really caught my eye. Or like, do I cast on? I did a pair of socks. I have, again, whatever catches my eye first thing tomorrow morning, I'm going to do. I've got to learn this lesson. I do the same thing when I make 2 read piles, like to be read piles for book read alongs.
Yep.
Does not matter how well thought out, how much effort I put into it. I derail. By book 2, I am reading nothing that is on my list at all. Something else has happened and I'm way off into left field. And that's how it works.
Yeah. Well, that's typically how I go with pretty much everything, but I'm trying really hard to stay somewhat on track. Somewhat.
I like the t-shirt idea because it'll be the right time of year to be wearing it.
Yeah. I think so too. I think it's I know when I saw it, I thought, yeah. I picked up the other project bag and I was like, yeah, I could do this. But when I saw this time, I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is the time of year to do it.
See, I want to see pictures of that Harry Potter sweater.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that.
I want to see that too.
I should do a house color sweater, like that old Oxford style where it's like the solid color with like just a little pinstripes at the wrist of the hem and stuff. I should do one of those.
You should. Oh, okay. So Naughty Yarny. So she says she's trying to find the perfect heel. The one you actually like doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you love doing socks. It's just finding the heel. So were you on here when Jocelyn was talking about her mock
short row
heel? Because it sounds like a fun one to try.
Yeah, so I've tried fishless Kips heels, the afterthought heel, a couple of short row variation heels, and then now the mock and a garter heel, and now I've been doing the mock short row heel in a garter stitch pattern.
Yeah, I want to try that in my 12 socks that I'm going to attempt to get done this year. I want to try to do different heels, and that's kind of why I've kind of stopped on the March sock, is because I need to measure this, because I think I'm getting somewhat close to where if I want to do a heel flap. No, I don't want to do a heel flap and guess it.
That's the only heel I've tried, but I haven't tried. But my very first sock was toe up, because the whole concept of cuff down kind of creeped me out a little. So I was like, well, I'll go the other way. So I did, and I like thinking that way. I like increasing and then going up my foot. I like the progression that you see the sock falling off the needles.
Okay. Yeah.
So it just appeals to me. So I've stuck with it. Now I can take a cuff down pattern and flip it so it's toe up. That's easy enough to do.
I just maybe I'll just do a short row. I don't know. I guess that's why I've kind of stopped on here.
Yeah. What heel do you want to put in?
Yeah. Typically when I do toe up, I do a heel flap and gusset as well. And I know I need to stop 3 inches short of the length of my foot. So that's why I just kind of left it. But I'll have to give that a thought after this weekend, though, because it's not going to be my sock project for the sock challenge.
That's fair.
I've got some single socks
that need a pair.
I need to finish. I think I'm going to start with this one, back to my beaver bag, and do my Jumpin' Jacquard Patton's Croy. I'll cast that on with using my 9-inch circular That's going to be the first one to see if I can get that done in a
Yeah,
day.
because if you could do, because if you end up doing a sock a day and you've got a couple singles that need matched pairs, you could have a couple pairs.
I
And they
could.
would count towards your 12 pairs in a year goal.
It could. Yes,
So that's a really good idea.
I know. It
Yeah.
is. Kind of get, yeah, multitasking there.
Just see
Sock
all of us tomorrow. All we do is check Facebook all day long and knit on socks.
I don't see, I know. I'm hoping that people will start posting in the Fiber Friends Facebook group all of their socks, where they're starting out, their yarn,
Yes,
their
I know. You're
wool.
starving to death. I get it.
Daisy's come up here now too.
Thankfully, she's not loud.
Oh, Amber says she needs to try toe up socks. Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
I like flipping. I typically do cuff down just because that's the way I learned. So that just kind of always seems to be my default.
That makes sense.
But I like doing toe up too. It's just, it's fun just to switch it up a little.
Expand your skill set just a smidge.
Oh, Naughty Yarny says she hasn't tried the Fish Lips Kiss.
The Fish Lips Kiss heel was recommended to me off the hop, so it was like one of the first heels I ever did, which was great when you're learning heels. Like it's one of the ones I highly recommend people because she just gives so much information about heel construction. So it's like $1 is what you pay for the pattern or something crazy low, and you get like 15 pages of just solid sock knitting knowledge in with your heel. So good.
Which I know some people that put them off because they printed it all off and they're like, oh my gosh, this is way too much for me.
Yeah. It's one page is the actual sock pattern. The rest of it's just info for you guys. Ask the human in the kitchen. Ask the human in the kitchen if you can have food. Go over and be brave.
Daisy's decided to come visit.
If mine does, it'll be a problem because I'm corded in today. I'll go sideways, cords will go sideways. Be a hot mess.
Oh, okay. Here's another question for you, Jocelyn. Susie is asking you, what bind off do you prefer to use with your toe up socks?
I tend to go for Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off because I remember having those little ruffled socks as a little girl where you got that little ruffle rim on the top of your sock. Sometimes with pom-poms. I don't know why my grandma bought me socks with pom-poms, but she did. Always lost the pom-poms. But I like that little ruffle look. So I usually do that one because it's surprisingly stretchy. And it is its namesake. And for me, it gives me that little ruffle on the top, which is just a nice little.
See, I think you were the only person I know of who says they actually like the ruffle. Most people don't.
It reminds me of my kids' socks and the little lace ruffly socks I had as a little girl. Nobody sees it when you're wearing it because it stretches out and it fits your leg fine. But when you're washing it, you get that nostalgic joy. You're like, it's so cute. It's ruffly.
See, I like doing the Russian cast off.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and that's the one I do for my toe up socks. And again, I think it's a little less ruffly than the stretchy cast off, but it still kind of gives you that little. It's not a nice flat edge, but like you said, when you're wearing it, it's fine. Yeah,
I know I want to try like a folded brim at some point, where you do it. Yeah, like I want to try that at some point, but I haven't done that yet. So. But I also picked up, like I got the jelly roll pattern where it's you do the socks in the one color, you got the jelly roll on the top, and I want to do both those layers with the surprisingly stretchy bind off. So I have a little jelly roll, but it's roughly.
That would be cute.
Would that just be so cute? Who says I have to be an adult?
Nobody.
I don't remember signing on for that. Go ask the human in the kitchen.
So Kim, Kim's toe up socks. She does toe up socks with the Fish Lips Kiss, which is her, as she's always done, top down in the slip stitch heel flap. Found your thread on Ravelry for the sock challenge. Oh, you found it, Kim? Awesome. Yeah. Oh, Susanna's popping in to say hello.
Hello, Susanna.
Oh, you had to work late? Oh, that's a bummer. Well, I'm glad you're in.
Is she getting brave? No. She thinks she's not, guys. She's overweight. She's not starving to death. It won't kill her. She just thinks she is. I also made roast last night, and I shut up a little bit for her. I spoil my cat. I know I spoil my cat.
Yes.
Yeah. So she turned her nose up at dinner for a long time the other night because She could smell the roast, and that's not what was in her bowl.
Well,
Go ask the other human for food.
I did. So Amber's saying that I should show how to do the Russian cast
For
off.
wet
You
food.
know what? I can do that. I did. It's
If you
so
open up a new pouch, you don't have to microwave it. She doesn't eat cold, wet food. I have a really picky cat.
you spoil her too much.
I do.
So yeah, Susie asked as well if I could do a short video on the Russian bind off, and yes, I absolutely can. So Monday, this past Monday, on my New Start Monday video, I was talking about the tubular cast off,
Half.
and I actually did that on my band here.
Oh yeah. I remember you were doing that.
Yep, I did the tubular cast off, and it is really nice. It is really nice. It takes about twice as long to cast off that way.
Yes, but it's such a clean line. Like it's just knitting stops.
Good. Yeah.
It looks so like on a sweater cuff. It looks amazing.
Yeah. It is worth having the extra little bit of time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's not fast, but oh, the look of it. Diana did it on her harvest pullover that her flax. So she did it as her cast on and her bind off, and it's so clean and so crisp. It's just so worth it.
So that's what I'm going to do. So on my Monday videos, everybody seemed to really enjoy the learning piece. Like to have like a little knitting lesson in my New Start Monday videos.
I do. I like watching you do it and talk about the theory behind it. Like it's really nice.
I like doing that.
When I remember to get on.
I know. So I will do the Russian bind off.
Show it off.
I'll do that. I will pencil that in for my Monday.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that'll be good. Okay. Well, all right. Are we?
I think we're good.
Ready to go here?
We did a victory parade and and then we talked about next month's goals.
A little chit chat in here. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Ooh, I didn't look up the date for the first Thursday in April. First Thursday in April is today. First Thursday in May. That's the next month, right? Right.
Yes. Which yes.
Ooh, hey, that's the 6th. Ooh, we got some time.
It is. That's the day after my birthday.
Well, look at that. Ooh. I won't sing happy birthday to you. It's just that I'm not a singer.
That's okay.
Not my go-to thing. I will, wish you a happy level up day. Yes. In games you level up, so birthday's a level up. I always like that. I like that. Depending on how big into gaming it is, I'm like, don't forget to save your progress at the local tavern before you go on your next adventuring. And stock up on your healing supplies.
All right. Well, Amber asked I am swatching with the yarn. Amber dyed me some yarn a while back, and I pulled it out because it spoke to me because it's very springy colors too. So it is my New Start Monday, my new yarn for this week. So I've been swatching with it.
I have to resist the urge to cast on that blanket.
Oh, just go for it. Just do it.
I got a sock tomorrow morning. I should try to get more of my 8-bit done tonight.
You can work on that. Oh, Susie, your anniversary is my birthday.
Nice.
Fun.
Indeed.
Okay. Well, shall we go knit?
I think so. I actually need to go get dinner. The sibling made steaks. I got a steak upstairs with grilled mushrooms waiting for me.
Ooh, yeah. I haven't eaten either, but that's all right.
It happens.
Yeah. I am just look at this. I'm playing around with my screen again. I should probably not do that.
At some point, it'll start to work for you. Go put enough pieces together; it'll work fine.
Yeah.
I'm in charge of nothing, so.
That's all right. Just show up with your knitting. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us and chatting along with us and encouraging us.
Yeah.
Yeah. cheering us on, because that's what it's all about, right?
It
It's just
is.
fun, encouraging, pulling out some of these things that we haven't, that hasn't seen the light of day in a year or so in my case.
Feels really nice to finish things.
Yeah, it does. It is. I know. I need to be a little bit more of a finisher and a little less of a starter, maybe.
Yeah, it's more finishing to match the starting. That seems more realistic.
Oh, Asa, you won't be here. Oh, it's a school night for you. What are you doing school-wise? Are you taking a class on that Thursday in May? See you tomorrow. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be in the chat tomorrow. It'll be a lot easier for me.
So tomorrow is the Fiber Friends Friday night, our live knit night in the Facebook group. So I will be there knitting a sock. Maybe I guess I'll take a 2-hour break because I typically can't knit and read all the comments. So
You have to handle the conversation alone.
yeah.
And it gets pretty fast and furious in that chat thread.
I know. So I probably won't get much sock knitting. That's okay. I'll knit lots of sock knitting beforehand, and I'll take a 2-hour break to like relax my shoulders and everything. And then I'll pick it up and carry on.
No, that makes sense.
Okay. Well, then I'll see a bunch of you guys tomorrow. Happy knitting, Jocelyn. Good luck with your socks. You'll have to post in the Facebook group tomorrow. What do you decide?
I know. I might post a picture of both and go, da, da, da. You have to wait till Sunday.
Well, and Asa, because it is Friday morning for Asa, she said, I missed, I saw your comment scroll through here, Asa, that you were already working, you'd cast on and you were working on the ribbing.
It's definitely after midnight in Asa's land.
It is.
She can totally do that.
It is sock knitting challenge day for her. So we have to wait a few more hours. I'm going to go try to find some more sock yarn now so I can be prepared. Just in the outside chance that I get more than like one sock finished and I still have time.
So you got it all lined up.
Yeah. Maybe that
makes sense.
urge me on.
I'm going to eat dinner and get ready for Critical Role.
All right. Well, then let's do it. So we'll be back here May the 6th. Holy smokes.
Oh, crazy.
I know. May 6th, and maybe we'll both have finished sweaters.
Here's hoping, hey? That'd be really nice.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Have a great knitting long weekend for everybody.
You betcha.
For most people, anybody. Anyways, it's a long weekend. So fantastic. All right. Well, then I will
call her done.
bye.
Stick a fork in her.
And adios.